able to come in here with a team that has two of our best kids out of the lineup and actually pull it off.
I mean, it's kind of a stretch, but you win the national dual title on a Northern Iowa mat where your dad coached. Is there any connection with your dad in winning this? Is there any kind of family connection here that you feel good about?
Well,
that?
I drove around the other day and went and saw where the Missoulas lived, which was where I used to always come back and visit. And I drove over to the West Gym and saw my father's picture and the old wrestling mats. And I still remember coming back here in UNI when I was a freshman in North Carolina. I tell the story often because it's my dad, how he felt about the sport. He had the right attitude. I remember I went out and I wrestled loose on a drop. Tattoos all over his arms back when tattoos weren't around. He just got out of the Navy, scared the living daylights out of me. They made me the honorary captain. They made this big ceremony, and I lost. Came back because at the end I gassed at, and I remember he came down, put his arm around me, he said, I'm proud of you. I go, why is that? He goes, you did something that Cole's never done this, Jim. I go, what's that? He goes, you lost, and he laughed. So my dad was serious about wrestling, but he also knew that it's not the end of the world. And so I think of that memory. People might think that's a bad memory, but to me, it's a very fond memory, even though it was in defeat, because it was something I shared with my father, the whole sport of being able to grow up and go up to Penn State and even come back here. So yeah, every time I come back, I get a little nostalgic.
Is there some validation winning this tournament?
Well, certainly without two of our best guys, it is. I think, but I don't think we need to validate ourselves. We've been second in the country last year. We've been fourth. We've been in the top 5 for 4 of the last 6 years. So there was a point where I had a chip on my shoulder and I felt we needed to prove ourselves, and I don't think we have to do that anymore.
Rob, how big a spark was that at 25? I mean, that's just obviously a huge win.
Frank's been so close. We had with Sanders earlier in the day. He almost pulled off a great win. He's been knocking on the door. I tell you, the one that fired me up was Diaz, beating Diaz with Corey Manson. He's had 3 or 4 surgeries. He's had 2 shoulder surgeries, knee surgery. The kid's given his heart and soul for Cornell over the last 5 years. He's going to medical school next year. He's the heart and soul. That's of Cornell wrestling, and those are the kinds of kids that I like to think are typical of our program.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Does Penn State make you nervous?
I try not to worry about the competition because I can't. There's no reason to worry about what you can't control. I worry about getting Mike Gray ready and Cam Simons healthy. And if we can control our own team, then that's all we can do. So no, I don't worry about them. I would prefer they didn't have as good a team, but it is what it is.
And how tough is it? First 3 guys come out. Guys got legs all taped up, big knee braces on. Just looks like it's a little bit of a struggle. Just getting some of these guys on the mat right now.
It is. We used to talk about the Big Ten guys like that. It was like, oh look, they're all banged up and we beat the heck. And we look at our team, we're the same way. So maybe that's a good sign. We got a lot of senior leadership this year, and we're going to have to count on some of these guys like Pirelli and Manson to come back if we're going to win a national championship.